Hello, my LGBT cuties, and welcome back to another episode of A Jaded Gay. I'm Rob Lovelace, and I hope you have a mimosa in hand because today we are talking about a modern phenomenon in gay culture, brunch. At its most basic, brunch is a late morning meal that blends breakfast and lunch, but socially, it's always been more than just food. The word brunch first appeared in print in 1895, described as cheerful, sociable, and conversation-driven, a meal meant to slow things down and bring people together. From the beginning, brunch challenged traditional ideas about time, routine, and respectability. It didn't fit neatly into established norms, and that's part of what made it appealing. By the early 20th century, brunch grew in popularity for practical reasons too. Long travels by train, changing work schedules, and shifting family dynamics made a flexible midday meal appealing. It became a social ritual, especially on Sundays, centered around leisure, connection, and gathering outside the home. Over time, brunch also developed a strong association with LGBTQ+ communities. Now, while there's nothing inherently queer about eggs and mimosas, brunch offered something that queer people historically needed: a visible, public daytime space to gather. For decades, queer social life was largely pushed into the shadows, confined to bars, clubs, and nighttime venues due to stigma and criminalization. But brunch created an alternative. It allowed our community to exist in daylight, in restaurants, and in shared social rituals that felt joyful rather than hidden. Culturally, brunch also aligned with queerness in subtler ways. It blurred boundaries between breakfast and lunch, casual and elegant, indulgent and social. It also encouraged conversation, group gatherings, and a kind of chosen family atmosphere that resonated deeply within LGBTQ+ spaces. That connection became even more visible with the rise of drive brunches, which dates back to the 1950s, where spectacle and entertainment were woven into meals. Over time, drive brunches evolved into a uniquely accessible form of queer performance, one that welcomed both LGBTQ+ audiences and allies. Today, drag brunches exist far beyond queer venues, shaped by decades of artistry, resistance, and community building. They reflect drag's deeper role in LGBTQ+ history, not just as entertainment, but as protest, visibility, and survival. So at its core, brunch isn't just a meal, it's a social ritual. It's about gathering, conversation, celebration, and being seen. And for queer communities, that has always mattered. So whether it's a casual cafe meetup or a day full of bottomless mimosas, the meaning of brunch goes far beyond the menu. It's about connection and the freedom to take up space together. So if you want to learn more about the cultural history of brunch and its ties into the LGBTQ+ community, check out the podcast episode and blog post linked below. And remember, every day is all we have, so you gotta make your own happiness